That's right, boys. I'm back, and I'm not alone this time. It's Nick Dinsmore. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Awesome. Great. So, what's going on in the life of Mr. Dinsmore? You still over there at OVW and training?
Life with Nick Dinsmore is nonstop, man. I'm living the dream. I'm training currently at OVW in Louisville, Kentucky, along with wrestling on the weekends. Eugene is touring the country and the world as we speak.
Nice. And what's it like? You being a staple of OVW, you've gone off and you've done the Eugene character all over the place now, and it's the complete opposite of what you were doing before you got into that character. How do the fans that know you before react to you there? How do they react to the Eugene character?
Well, you know, I wrestled here in Louisville for OVW for almost 10 years before Eugene debuted on WWE, and the fans that came to see me for 10 years still, you know, they still come up and greet me and give me a hug, and they just enjoyed seeing me wrestle in WWE, whether I was in the form of a character Eugene or the same Nick Dinsmore that they saw every week at the Davis Arena TV tapings.
Okay. And what is your thoughts on it? Because I know a lot of the mainstream fans, you know, they see WWE and that's all they see. They don't know that, you know, you were called Mr. Wrestling before you came in and, you know, had your shirt on inside out. You know, what are your thoughts on playing the Eugene character?
You know, Eugene's very dear to my heart. It was a character that I came up with and I presented to Vince McMahon, and Vince liked it, and he went with it, and it's done really well for me. Nice.
Okay. You know, and I wondered because I didn't know that you actually presented that character, because it is one of my favorites because it's just unique, and you know, the way that you were able to portray it, and it wasn't like a silly thrown off character, although it was, you know, silly played. And with that, you've been able to wrestle. You had feuds with the top stars of the business, and what was it like going in there? And then you had feuds with Triple H and Vince McMahon, and you teamed up with The Rock when he returned there.
I mean, you know, it was to wrestle performers like Triple H, to be in the ring with Vince McMahon, with Hulk Hogan, to be in the ring with The Rock is definitely a dream come true. But you know, just to wrestle for WWE was the ultimate dream. But to take that next step and be in there with main event guys and main eventing pay-per-views was the boyhood dream come true.
Awesome. Now, continue with the Eugene and the past WWE journey. You know, with the whole PG thing right now, and you've probably been asked this before, with the whole PG era that we're currently seeing in the WWE, is it like the Eugene character like perfect for that? And that something could have been done. All right.
Go on, I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, well, I was going to let you elaborate. You said you think so.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Eugene is a kid's character that was meant to entertain and to be comedy. Which, if you're going for a PG rating, I mean, there's nothing more PG than lovable Eugene coming out there with all the comedy and all the entertainment that was involved. So I mean, I think Eugene and a WWE PG rating would be a perfect fit.
Oh, definitely. But to step away from that for a while, and you know, if anybody wants to ask any other questions, post the question in the chat room or call in 646-929-2442. Let's get to you at OVW and the training. Could you, for those listeners that's here now, could you just talk about what your training entails, and for those in the Louisville area, what they would expect if they were to, you know, come to OVW for his Nick Dinsmore experience?
Yeah, I teach the Nick Dinsmore Pro Wrestling class at the OVW Davis Arena in Louisville, Kentucky. My class is a 10-week class. It meets on Monday and Tuesdays, and it teaches the basics of pro wrestling. It gets mainly people with little to no experience, get their feet wet in the world of pro wrestling. It also teaches guys that might have more experience, the little tricks and the little trades that the way WWE wants their wrestlers trained. You know, I was hired by WWE in 1999. I debuted on TV in 2004. So for those first 5 years, I was the guy in OVW that was wrestling with guys like Brock Lesnar, with guys like Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton. When they all came to Louisville to be trained, when OVW was under the WWE developmental system, I was the guy that was in the ring with it. So I have a good grasp on what WWE wants in their superstars. So that's the way I train wrestlers today, along with the basics and the fundamentals that I believe is the right way that wrestlers should be trained. It's not a school that's just going to blow you up and run you and make you do a million squats. I mean, I try to get everybody physically fit enough to have a match. And throughout the 10-week course, we meet twice a week, and we build each day on what we learned the day previous until at the end of the 10 weeks, I feel like my students could go out and have a match in front of a crowd that I could be proud of and that they could be proud of.
Okay. And OVW is supposed to be having this, I don't know if this is like a pay-per-view kind of thing, but it's a big show. The Saturday night main event coming up on the 13th, correct?
Yeah, OVW has what they call the Saturday night special. That this Saturday will be the OVW Saturday night special. I'm not really, I haven't been over to actually follow the television taping. I know one big match is Mr. Media Cliff Compton is taking on Matt Barella, the lowrider, for the OVW heavyweight title. So, big event this weekend.
And that's a title you're very familiar with. I guess you've had more reigns than any other champion. And with the names that you rattled off earlier, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and more, you know, what's it mean to you to be the guy that's had that strap more than any other guy? You're the Ric Flair of OVW.
Well, that's quite a comment, quite a compliment. But I mean, the OVW Championship is very near and dear to my heart because that's where I started professional wrestling. It's a title that will always mean a lot to me, and OVW as well. That's why I enjoy going back and training wrestlers there. And if anyone wants more information on the training class that I have, the OVW website is ovwrestling.com, and if you click on the school section on ovwrestling.com, you'll be able to see all the information on the training class that I have.
All right, great. Hey, Nick, we got a couple of questions in the chat room here. One from John, and he wants to know what were your thoughts on being Eric Bischoff's nephew.
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, some people will say bad things about Eric Bischoff, but he took a company that wasn't making any money with WCW, or making very little, and made it. That company made more money than any other professional wrestling company in history. And he once he got took charge there, he took WCW and professional wrestling to heights that no one had ever seen. And when I came in and I was attached to it as his nephew, you know, it gave Eugene, it gave me instant credibility. And I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed working with Eric, and I would like to be able to do so more.
And did you have any kind of relationship with Eric previously, being, you know, you had a couple run-ins there in WCW before you made the leap?
I had met him before, but I didn't really know him. I never had a chance to work with him. I never had a chance to sit down and talk to him or have a meeting or anything like that. But not before I got to work with him in WWE, and I really had an up close relationship with him.
And with